Hi, good morning. I'm Kathy Magnuson from Wildwood Learning, and I'm here today because I am attending a workshop given by the Search Institute, which is located in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And search this workshop is called the REACH process. And in the REACH process, we're working on how to enhance motivation in youth. Mainly middle school and high school youth, but all of these things that I'm learning in this workshop are valuable for parents, for teachers, for parents who are homeschoolers, for, excuse me. And so I just wanted to give you a little overview. Yesterday in the video, I gave a little overview as to why I was coming to this and what the process stands for and what REACH stands for. And so I'm going to just give you a little bit of an overview of that and talk about a couple of things that I learned yesterday that I'm really excited to share with the parents in Wildwood Learning and with parents all over. I have 4 teens myself, and with 4 teenagers, I know motivation is huge, in especially academic areas, but at home, what you're going to do for the future. And we as parents have a lot of influence on our students' motivation, on our teens' motivation. We may not think so, but we are huge influencers. So the R, which is in the REACH process, stands for relationship. And I've always believed that education is first and foremost a relationship. It's the relationship of that teacher with the student, and then also the relationship of the student with the material or what's happening in the classroom, relationship with the student and the peers that are in their classroom. And so relationships are like that building block. They're huge. They're huge in motivation. I want you to think about your school and when you were in high school and think about what really motivated you. Who were the people that really supported you or were around you? Those are the people that motivated you. I know for myself that if I had a teacher that I really loved, even if I didn't really care for the material or the subject matter, then I would do much better in that class. If I had a teacher that I really didn't care for and I didn't like the subject matter, not so great. So that relationship with the teacher, even if they are not liking the material or what's in the classroom, the subject matter, if they have a great relationship with that teacher, makes a huge difference in that student's motivation. And most of the people who are at this training are teachers, educators from all over the United States. So just a couple things to kind of help you think about what are some of those 10, well, they went over the 10 essential ideas for strengthening student motivation. And I'm just going to go through them very briefly and have you think about how this applies maybe to your child. Don't assume that you know what they're doing and why they're doing it. The context matters, as I just talked about. It really matters what is motivating that student and where they're motivated. You'll see those kids who don't do well in school, and then outside of school, they're in activities that they just love and they do super. So, think carefully about how your incentives, what kind of incentives you're giving your child as far as like grades. Really think carefully about that. Understand what we all want, that we all want to feel good about ourselves. As parents, we want to feel good about ourselves. Your child wants to feel good about themselves. How can you make that happen? Stereotypes threat is real. I know I have to watch myself. I'm not always great at putting my kids into certain stereotypes, and teachers are the same way. We're all humans. Watching for self handicaps. So some students will explain their poor performance because they say, oh, that's just me. I don't get math. I'm dumb. And so as parents, we have to watch ourselves because there's a lot out there where we say, I wasn't really very good at math, or I wasn't really very good at spelling, you know, and telling our kids that is kind of giving them the right to say that for themselves. Remember, your teen's brain is changing. They say that in adolescence, it's another huge period of change in that brain, and those neural pathways are really important. And determining what habits you're going to set up to do those neural pathways that are positive. Race and culture are assets, and so children of different races, different cultures, your family culture, that's an asset within both the classroom, but to also have friends that are of different races and cultures. And watch technology. They really say, we know technology is changing our children's brains. We don't know how. We don't know how that's going to show up in later years. So really be watching technology and what your child is doing with that technology. So just to give you a little bit to think about here, we did an activity because there's 5 areas of relationship building, and they helped us to really think about those people in our life and the relationships and who really helped us in being like an influential person, but also maybe those people that really pop out and surprise you as to being that person of influence. So these are a couple questions just for you to think about. Um, who in your life really showed you that you mattered to them? Um, who pushed you to keep you getting better? Who helped you complete tasks and achieve your goals? Who treated you with respect and gave you a say in what was happening? And who connected you with people and places that broaden your world? Each of these 5 questions, each of these questions correspond with a different area, and different area of either expressing care, challenging growth, providing support, sharing power, or expanding possibilities. And each of these areas make a difference in your relationship with your teen. So take time, jot down on a piece of paper, journal, watch this video over again, and listen to those questions, and really think about how those people influenced you in a positive way. And then think about and ask your teen these same questions. Who's doing this for them? So I leave you with that. I'm off to the next session. Today we're going to learn about effort and aspirations and how we can help teens really put forth that effort and have a growth mindset and reach their aspirations. All right, thanks. Talk to you tomorrow morning.